So I think obviously it starts with Musgrove. 8 innings, 1 hit, came with 2 outs in the 8th inning, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, mixed a variety of pitches. I mean, it was really unbelievable. If you look at his pitch chart, he mixed in a variety of pitches.
He also mixed in a couple too.
I will kill you. Colton Wong had that double in the 8th, but he stranded him. He threw a career high 114 pitches here tonight. Joe Musgrove did. Of those 114 pitches, 71 were strikes. Craig Stammen worked that scoreless 9th inning. You even wonder now, Jim, like, can you even get his representation to the table in season the way he's pitched? 10 consecutive quality starts. He has not allowed more than 2 runs in an outing this year. National League Cy Young frontrunner. Like, what would it even take to bring him to the table? Have they lost that opportunity based on the way he's pitched these last 2 months? Maybe.
And they got no one else they got no one to blame but themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the reported deal that Dennis put out there of 8 for 88. Give me a break, dude. Not happening.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 4 for
88,
120. Yeah, exactly.
Right. If you want to
4 for 100.
I mean, if they want to lock up Joe for basically the rest of his career for 8 years, you're gonna have to go way higher than 88.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no.
I mean, 11 million. 11. You're going for $11 million a year for this guy.
Well, forget 11. I mean, even 22 a year at 4 for. I mean, I think he's getting $100 million. Like, that's where I'm drawing a line. If I'm his agent, there's no way he's getting a deal for less than $100 million.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No that just doesn't make sense the way he's pitched. I mean, he's leading the National League in ERA. Mm-hmm. He's tied for the league in WHIP with Corbin Burns. He's third in opponent batting average against. He's tied for the league lead in wins. He's been as good as you can possibly be.
6-0. Best ERA in the bigs. He's pitched 10 quality starts out of 10 games. Like, literally, you can't get any better than that. I mean, you can try, but
Padres are 9-1 in his starts. Like, again, every 5th day, and that's why you wish he pitched more often, maybe. But I understand it. It's a long year. I'm okay with him pitching every 6th day.
Yeah,
because it's such a long year, and he's so good when he pitches, and the rest of the staff is good. The rest of the rotation is really good.
And I did like, I do think if he got to the 8th, he was going to try to finish the 9th. Even though his pitch count was high, he was going max 120.
Oh, he was going over 120. He went 114. So if he's starting the 9th inning, he's flying past 120.
All right, 114. 135.
I think they would have let him do it. I think you kind of have to. I think
Melvin's that guy. He trusts his pitchers and he gives them a lot of rope. And I just feel like, Melvin was like, I'm not taking you out, bro. It's your game. You got it. You want it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Sam, and thank you for hanging out with us because you've been very loyal to this channel. And I do agree with everything you're saying. I mean, I think $100 million ultimately will be a low ball offer, and I think we'll get much more than that. What makes it kind of, unique is that they could have gotten it done for less than $100 million easily. Easily could have. They could have gone to him and said, "Listen, we want to lock you up for 5 years, $90 million right now." He would have signed that deal. Because then you're taking your health out of the equation. You're locking in a $90 million deal this past offseason. I think he absolutely would have signed a deal like that. And now it's going to cost them much more.
Yeah.
Now they're getting Will Myers off the books. They're getting Eric Hosmer savings of $7 million. They're not going to re-sign all these Clevengers, Manias, whatever. We can talk about that. But they're not trying to spend all $27 million of the Myers Hosmer savings in Joe Musgrove per year, I wouldn't think. So they're going to have some decisions to make. Like, how do you keep Joe Musgrove? But like you tweeted earlier today, Jim, or tonight, San Diego riots without Joe Musgrove. So what choice do you have other than to give him whatever he requires?
There's no choice. This is a get the deal done or you're gone, Preller. You got to. There's nothing else that matters once this offseason starts. Whenever it is, re-sign Joe Musgrove. Love Mania, Clevenger. No, there's no other priorities other than re-signing Joe Musgrove. You got Manny locked up. You got Tatis locked up. Hosmer, he's here for better or for worse. Cronenworth's here. Will's gone. That's fine. You can find a closer. You can find bullpen pieces. No. Frontline starting pitcher, you lock him up.
Put Joe in the chat if you do whatever it takes to keep Joe Musgrove in a Padres uniform. Put Joe in the chat if you do whatever it takes to keep Joe Musgrove in a Padres uniform. While you do that, again, this is the wrap-up show with John and Jim. Please subscribe. You need to subscribe to have a chance to win this exact cap next week from Parks and Normal. I put a link in the chat, by the way, earlier. So please subscribe. We have year-round Padres content for you. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Great way to support the channel is with super chats as well. And I do want to tell you about our tunnel sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, as we're going through a claim right now in the Schaefer household. Auto, home, renters, life, earthquake insurance. Mark Nimitz is your guy. San Diegan, a huge Padres fan, lifelong, and a great insurance agent. He really is. He can save you $750 this year on your insurance. Whether it is auto, home, renter's life, whatever it is, he can save you money. He's working with us right now on a claim. He's made the process super simple. I really do thank him for everything he's done for us. He's really helped us out immeasurably. And at his website, there's a link down below. You can get a quote online. You can get his phone and contact information. Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. He's been the sponsor of this channel since day one. He loves nights like this, the way Joe Musgrove pitched. But if you have any insurance needs, if you want to talk Padres baseball with Mark, please get in contact with him. The link is down below.
All his information is in the corner above my head. Nimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that the wrap-up show, John and Jim, sent you.
You agree, Jim, that if the All-Star game was today, maybe he starts it for the National League. If the Cy Young was awarded today, I haven't looked at. I mean, the Alcantara with Miami has been unbelievable.
No, it's Musgrove. Joe would start the
All-Star. It's not Alcantara of the Marlins
right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Else would be a mistake.
So Cy Young, he would win if it was right now. All-Star game, he would start if it was right now.
Right now.
He's done everything you could. I mean, there's no question who is the leader of this rotation. That is unquestioned at this point.
Yeah. No doubt about who's the ace. No doubt about who's the leader. No doubt about who's getting the ball game won. No doubt about who's the stopper. It's Joe Musgrove. End of discussion. You can't argue with me with any other. You can't change my mind at all. We do have a super chat here from Sam. Also, Alfaro deserves more reps than Nola, no debate. It's a good point, and he's way better offensively than Nola.
But Nola's a good but Nola's catching this game, right?
Right.
You know?
Nola's better defensively. If anything, I think if you want to put in Alfaro's bat, maybe a DH, but to give him more reps behind the plate, probably not. But they'll find ways to get his bat in the lineup.
Yeah, they will. And thank you, Sam, for that super. Before we get to this next super from Cam, and I want to address this from Alex, our loyal viewer. Great to have Alex in the chat. Certainly respect this, Alex. Who cares, John? That's in the past. They didn't. So what's the point of could have gotten it done talk? I'll tell you what the point is, in my opinion, Alex, is basically the difference between getting it done and not getting it done could be the difference between keeping Mike Clevenger or losing Mike Clevenger, or keeping Sean Manaea or losing Sean Manaea. So I think the point I'm trying to make is when you look at 2023 and beyond, I think it's hindered their ability to keep this fully intact because they didn't lock him up. That was a conscious decision that they made. I think in retrospect, it's a poor decision, but maybe it could have been a good decision. I mean, obviously they were betting on him to be good as well. I'm just saying that by not getting a deal done, it's not just about Joe Musgrove. I think it's about other free agents, because this window of time where you've got this rotation is probably a 1 year window of time with this rotation. It's unlikely that you could retain this rotation, and maybe you could have if you had signed Joe Musgrove this past offseason to an extension, I guess is my point.
Right, because you had opportunity to maybe sign him for kind of like a Stroman deal, maybe like
3 years, 4 years,
3 for 7. I mean, you could have signed him to that type of deal, and it would have been looked at right now as a bargain. Right?
I think so. Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, well, the starting price is like 5,110, 5,120.
Yeah, probably, if not beyond that at this point. Because if he gets to free agency, the truth is, I think we all agree, if it gets to free agency, he's going to be offered by someone like $30 million a year. So
yeah, you don't think the like Yankees or the Red Sox or the Dodgers or
sure, they've given $40 million a year to players.
Like, hey guys, this guy is coming into his own. The last 2 years, he's been amazing. Let's give him $30 million.
I don't think it's that crazy of a number when you look at guys making over 40. I really don't. I mean, I would have told you 20 wasn't that crazy of a number. I've been saying that for forever.
Imagine, bro, if he's not here, if he's not resigned.
Not really.
Holy shit.
Cam, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the super. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Joe Musgrove, the story, obviously. We'll get to the offense. We're talking about, what's it going to cost to keep him. I mean, I do believe he'll be here. I do believe that. Jim, you feel the same way. I just don't know what impact it has on the rest of the roster. And maybe they blow over the CBT number, and maybe they get to the World Series or win it this year. And that's a whole nother conversation. But Cam says, a cup of Joe to save the day with some I was looking forward to this chat after the last 4 losses. And hopefully Jim has calmed down. Like, yeah, Jim, you are very reserved right now.
I'm good. That was a very calming win.
It really was.
Sometimes, when you get upset, you just need to get it out, right?
Yep.
Like, you just need to get it out because you don't want to have it just linger. You don't want to hold it in. You just want to get it all out, and then once you do, you feel better.
Yeah. And when you get to do this every single night, there's going to be nights like that. It's kind of fun to vent when there's a reason to vent. It's kind of fun to celebrate when there's a reason to celebrate. And the only reason I'm talking about Musgrove's future is because I want Joe Musgrove's future to be in San Diego. I mean, I love this. I want to talk about Joe Musgrove's 2022 as well. I want him to win the Cy Young. I want him to win 18-plus games. It's all possible. Mm-hmm. But everyone wants him here in 2023 as well and beyond,
Right. Damn, it's cold.
What happened?
Oh, I'm just looking at these Polaroid pictures.
Oh, okay.
They're badass.
So Musgrove, obviously the story. I'm with you on Manny. Manny had that brilliant at bat. His hit of the night was that 3-run home run off Burns. I mean, listen to this line for Burns. I mean, you cannot do better than this against Corbin Burns. 3 2/3 innings. They chased him in the 4th inning. That's crazy. 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks. He did strike out 6. But you got to give a lot of credit to the Padres, not just Machado in that 4th inning, but they had runners on in all the innings. They threatened. They could have had more than 5 runs, Jim. We watched the 1st inning. There was a ground rule double that cost the Padres a run. They had another opportunity for more than 1 run in the 2nd inning. I mean, I really think the offense, we've been highly critical, deserves a ton of credit for the performance here tonight. A ton of credit. This was an unbelievable effort against the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Mm-hmm. We don't see that every single night with the Padres against good pitching, and we saw it tonight.
That is why, and you said it, we're watching the game in studio, and you're like, dude, that 1st inning might have cost them the game because
they didn't get that 2nd run.
No, and you need to score as many runs as possible off of a guy like Corbin Burns. Now, it wasn't the case, which is good.
Yep.
And that's why I said the Manny at bat, the 3-run homer was the at bat of the game, probably this season. You don't get a run there, and they still could probably win 2-0. Okay. But it's much better when you blow it open here, 5-0, get some more runs, 7-0. That's why that at bat by Manny was so big. It opened up the door finally for this team to have a little breathing room and not worry about making one mistake and that costing them the game.
What do you think? And this is for the chat too. Just throw out a number.
All the money.
All of it. You want my most here? I'll give you my current. Here's my current guess. 5 for 130.
Ooh. Jeez. That's a lot.
I mean, maybe 5 for 120. 5 for 120 to 130 is about 24 to 26 a year. I think he's earned it.
Okay.
So let's see. I want to see it in the chat. There's tons. Let's roll through some of these in the chat. Thank you, Taco Bell, for this super, by the way. Carter says 4 for 130. That's big money. 30-something a year.
It's pretty big money.
This is big money. 30-something a year. I like that, Alex. I do like the long-term 20-something a year. I do like that. Let's run through some here. 25 a year. 25. This is 20. This is 25. Jim doesn't know math, so I'll just do it. This is 30. I mean, it's not a bad thing. This is 25.
Math is hard. Ow.
This is 25. 30. 28-ish. I think it's 28. 25. So, yeah, everyone's saying the same thing, which is I don't see anyone really saying it's much lower than 20, and I don't see anyone saying it's much more than 30. So between 20 and 30, right. Michael says part ownership.
Part ownership.
I mean, look at this deal from Jeremiah. 8 for 180.
So it's a little bit. It's a little bit there.
Yeah, there's another one saying 8 for 180.
A little bit there.
7 for 225 is some big time money.
I would honestly, I wouldn't even do that.